first of all, listen, it's interesting about all these young guys today. They never call on us and say, hey, thanks for the kind word and telling me how great a player I am. But when they play like crap and we call them out, we don't know what we're talking about. Listen, I'm easy to find, but I get sick of these guys complaining. These young guys, they never call us and say, when a coach is wrong, I'm going to call him out. But when players are wrong, I'm going to call them out. But listen, I'm going to criticize guys that they deserve it. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.
YouTube, what's going on?
Yeah.
Nathan back with another video presentation. Welcome to episode, what are we now, 13? Yes, 13, season 4 of the podcast. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody happy Friday. Everybody had a great week, off to a great weekend. Hope everybody had something planned and staying safe. Before we get into the video, there's a few things I need to say up front. Episode 12, thank you for those that joined me in the last episode. I do appreciate the support that everyone has been giving me to the channel so far. Right now, 112 subscribers. So just appreciate the support. Please forgive me. I did finish downloading season 3 of the podcast on Anchor via Spotify. I do have the first 2 episodes of season 4. So once I'm done with this episode, I will get the rest of those episodes uploaded for y'all. You want to see more like this, be sure to give it a thumbs up.
Yep.
Consider that subscribe button. Also to
ring the bell.
Yes, thank you, Sean. Also to a couple of people reached out to being interviewed. Check your email and we'll take it from there. So without further ado, I have 2 special guests. Thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. To my left is the host, one half of the dynamic duo of Let's Talk Football.
Let's go.
And down below me is a really good fantasy football guru, Sydney Swinton.
Yes, sir.
So he's actually helped that the advice that he, David Wright, and Sean have given me on the show so far. Let's Talk Fantasy, been really helpful. So thank you both for taking time out of your busy schedules for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode, it's a halftime check. We're at the halfway mark, fellas, of the NFL season. It's going by fast. Let's start off. Let's just get right into it. The good, bad, and the ugly. I'm going to start with Sid.
Yes, sir. Just kind of in general, good, bad, and the ugly for the season so far?
Yes.
Let's see. So I'm gonna go. The good of the season has to be just that from the NFL as a whole. I would say what the Rams are doing has been pretty awesome to watch. They were, the definition of going all in this season, and they took the L this last week to the Titans, but I think the Titans are a really good team. But I think the Rams are going to be a force to be reckoned with going forward. Everything that they're acquiring with the OBJ and Von Miller acquisitions, once they get healthy and all on the field, they're going to be hard to stop.
Oh, yeah.
The bad. So the bad, I'm going to go with somebody that would probably be underwhelming so far this season, and that's got to be the Browns. I think every single analyst I watched preseason had them walking away with the North, or at least contending with the Ravens. Nobody talking about the Steelers or the Bengals, for that matter, being even mentioned in that division. But the Browns sitting near the bottom, tied with the Bengals for the worst record, has to be a disappointment for them, especially with that stacked lineup that they have on there over there. The ugly, let's see, the ugly. This is going to be a tough one. The ugly has got to be. I know they just got to win over the Buffalo Bills, but it's got to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just the off the field issues with Urban Meyer and everything that's going on over there. I think that's going to be my ugly for the season so far at this point.
Okay, I like it. Sean, what do you think? The good, bad, and the ugly.
Well, yes. I mean, I got to piggyback off Sid with the good and the Rams. The Rams have absolutely looked amazing. Matthew Stafford coming over there, he's really rejuvenated and revitalized Cooper Kupp. You know, that tandem is really working. And as we've seen with all the additions they've recently just made, the rich is getting richer. And I know they just lost, like we talked about, but that's another team, Tennessee. You know, everybody really kind of felt like they were going to fall off once Henry went out, and they've had some productive victories. Case in point, in this last game, their defense stepped up. So that's good. I'm glad to see them keep moving. Let's see if they can keep that thing going. They're the head of the AFC. The bad, I'm in the household. My baby's doing her hair. The bad is Detroit. They're bad. It is bad. You know, I could have easily put this in the ugly group, but I just wanted to put this in the bad one because look, I'm not gonna lie to you, Sid. I want to root for the Lions to win and have hope, but I've done it too many times and they've let me down too many times. I'm off. I've jumped off that wagon. I'm done. They're gonna lose this game. They're gonna find a way to lose it, and that is bad. And ladies and gentlemen, the ugly resides in Washington, D.C. We are ugly, ladies and gentlemen. We are 2-6. We beat the Falcons, which isn't saying much, and the other game we beat the Giants, and both those teams actually are doing better than us right now. But you know, we're ugly, man. We had this bye, and we get to come out of a bye and go and face the GOAT. So I'm predicting something. Maybe we can pull something off. I don't know, man. I'm wishing. Maybe I'm crazy, but I definitely think we are ugly. I mean, from the front office all the way down, and it's a shame, but yeah, that's where we're at.
Let's see, the good, bad, and the ugly. The bad, injuries. I think injuries are really hampering some teams. Like, for example, Tennessee, their bread and butter is Derrick Henry. But I think it also, too, it shows that the Titans need more than just Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
The ugly, I'd say the bad officiating. There have been some real questionable calls or missed calls for sure. And that really definitely one call or two really makes the turns out of a game. The good, I would say so far, in the midst of a pandemic, the NFL seems to have everything really under control in terms of COVID.
Yeah.
I think the NFL is doing a really good job with that for sure. And also, too, like, we're seeing some surprise teams that you would never think, like, oh, okay. The only thing is, like, again, I'm going to go back to the ugly again. I think overhyping some teams, like the ugly, I'm just going to say it right here. And I'm also
just say it, Nate. Just say it, man. You know we're ugly.
No. Also, too, I'm going to say the Ravens, too. We're ugly. Horrendous offensive line, and injuries up and down the roster, out 3 running backs out for the season, just recovering up a multitude of sins, and that's ugly. And we're 6-3. To me, that's a joke. Honestly and truthfully, that's coming from Ravens fans. It's a joke. I think we should be at least 3rd place. Like, because the way we're playing like an easy first round exit.
Guaranteed. Wow. Being honest.
Hey, appreciate the honesty.
Right.
That's good, bad, and ugly. Now, transition into surprises. Who is surprise player, surprise team that has surprised you guys so far? I'll start with Sean.
You'll have to make me think about this one. One of the surprises is Cordero Patterson. Mm-hmm. Cordero Patterson has been a pleasant surprise. He's been dominating this year for Atlanta, and he's actually, we all were worrying about, Julio's leaving. We've noticed the injury with Calvin Ridley. Pitts has stepped up in some games, and some games he's been absent. So we've all been wondering who's going to be that extra person. And Cordero Patterson, with the receiving and running ability, he has definitely showed up. I'm not going to take one from you, Sid. We've talked about it multiple times. I know you're going to hit it, so I'm going to leave that one alone. Justin Herbert in the beginning of the season. It's kind of tapered off a little bit. I was very surprised that he started as hot as he did. And like I said, you talked about Mike Williams, that combination. Now, Keenan Allen is still hitting. He had like 12 catches for over 100 yards last week. But I'm very, very surprised in how they were, taken off early in that season. And obviously, Dallas. We always talk about it. We already know how good they are. But to see them kind of before, oh, Lordy Lord.
Anthony.
My man.
Anthony, what we're talking about is we're now on the. I'll go back to real quick. What is your good, the bad, the ugly of the season so far?
We talking NFL?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The good, Atlanta's not the worst team in the league. The bad, Atlanta is in 4th place in the NFC South. The ugly, we still have Matt Ryan as quarterback. There you go.
Hey. Wow.
Now, I will say this as an Atlanta fan, I do have something to crow about a little bit as a Georgia fan. We finally got one championship that I got home. The wife had that. I know that ain't nothing to do with NFL football, but I got to go ahead and get my.
Oh yeah.
But no, real talk. The good for me. I know that there are a lot of teams that generally tend to dominate every season. So for me, as a true fan of football and not just a homer for the team that I like, I think it's good for me to see some other teams rising up, and there's some uncertainty in the season this year. Like, it's not a lock that the Chiefs are going to win the AFC West. It's not a lock. We thought the Steelers were out of it. Now the Steelers are launching this Chariots of Fire style comeback right now. Mm-hmm. I saw a meme the other day with Sam and Captain America, and it's the on your left meme, and you see Cap go running by, and like Sam is the Browns and Cap is the Steelers. He runs by and it's like, it was supposed to be our year this year. So so there's a lot of uncertainty, but it makes for exciting football. Now I think everything will even itself out in the wash, but that's the good for me. The bad is that I don't know what some of these NFL owners are doing. As far as the teams that are really bad, they are very, very bad. I mean, they're just almost like you need to listen. If I owned a chicken franchise, you understand what I'm saying? If I was a franchisee for McDonald's and my franchise was the worst franchise in the district, they'd be wanting me to shut up the doors and buy. They'd buy the franchise back from me and take it over. But you've got the Jaguars, who are just awful. The Lions, who are, I'm sorry to your fiance, the Lions, who are awful.
I already talked about
Cat. The Lions, who are absolutely horrid. God, I don't even know who else to throw in this category. The Texans. What are this whole Deshaun Watson, like whether Deshaun Watson is guilty or not guilty of all the stuff that happened, they have completely mishandled this entire situation. The Washington football team, I almost called them by the old name that everybody gets offended by. I love you, bro. I love you, but I'm gonna say it. Washington, Dan Snyder needed to be gone about 3 seasons into owning the franchise. And I don't know why.
We know that.
I don't know why matter of fact, I moved to the DC area the year after Snyder bought that franchise, and I have watched that once proud 3-time Super Bowl winning I don't know any other franchise that has won 3 Super Bowls at least that has just bottomed out the way that Snyder has just run that franchise in the ground. That's the bad. The ugly. I'm coming back to your owner, Sean. That's the true ugly right there. Like, this is a guy that he figured out a way to get his foot in the door, and he's not losing any money because he's still getting TV revenue shares. He's still getting, sponsorship deals. He's still making money off the team, but he is not living up to what the fans' expectations are. As an owner, he's not doing anything for that team to help the team live up to the fans' expectations. That's my good, my bad, and my ugly.
Okay, nice. Sid, Sean, did you want to finish up your point on the surprises?
No, yeah, I was good with that. Yeah.
Okay. Sid, your surprises.
So I'll start with my team. I mean, the Steelers are definitely a surprise. Nobody gave us a chance. We win this week, and on week 10, we are the leaders of the division. So, I mean, hopefully we win. Obviously, it's the Lions. I'll be very embarrassed to come back on any shows if we do not win. But I mean, them just the entire draft class we have this year being a surprise. Pat Freiermuth, me and Sean talk about him week in and week out, and that dude is becoming the truth. He's actually ranked higher than Kyle Pitts on Power Football Focus now.
Yes, he is.
As an overall tight end, he's coming along, and not just him. Our 3rd round pick is our starting center. Our 4th round pick is our starting right tackle. Our 7th round pick is our nickel corner. Just the entire draft class has been killing it. So, I mean, got to toot my own horn a little bit and say the Steelers are definitely a surprise. But I think the other surprise for me is Patrick Mahomes' play so far this year. I mean, the Chiefs don't look like the Chiefs. They haven't all season. I mean, playing super close games, trying to come back, and all the interceptions that Patrick Mahomes has been throwing. I mean, I get some of them are on the receivers, but it just comes with his style of play, I think. But it's just being really highlighted this year, and that's I think my biggest surprise.
Okay. Can I jump in for a minute before we move forward? I have to say this. I'm not. I mean, he's played for a couple of seasons now. It has given the other. I mean, you hear it every week. The coaches, the other 31 coaches, have figured out ways to adjust, or at least not all 31 of them, but the ones that are worth of flying flip have figured out ways to. I mean, you're not going to see Matt Nagy go out there and have some kind of surprise defense for Mahomes, but they have figured that out. And then on top of that, they just gave a 20-something-year-old kid $500 million.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at what I mean. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the NIL deals in college, but Sean and I do the college football thing, and I think we've touched on it briefly. But you see what that is. You see what some of these kids getting money has done with them in college. I mean, DJ Ungalele got $1 million deal with Dr. Pepper, and they went from number 3 in the country to now they're struggling to be bowl eligible. So I'm not. You gave a 20-something-year-old kid $500 million. He's got his money, and a lot of it is guaranteed up front. So even if tomorrow he says I'm retiring, he's got enough money he never has to work again. You know what I mean? So that doesn't surprise me at all.
Good point, Ed. Good point. Really quick surprises. The Seattle Seahawks. Well, at first when Matthew Stafford was traded to Los Angeles, I said, "Did Seattle die?" And then, like Baltimore, Seattle's covering up a multitude of sins. Russell Wilson has no offensive line. I mean, he still has DK, Tyler Lockett, and Chris Carson's out for the season. There's no surprise that Seattle Seahawks are not the same team. The 49ers, their surprise. I thought they would have. I think their record is not what I would think they would be, but they're definitely they're a surprise. The Miami Dolphins surprised me.
Say that.
Yeah.
From when we did the show early in the season, before the season started, I had them as a wild card team, and to see where they're at now 3-7, that's surprising. So, and then
I think that's what happens. Just gonna jump on. They traded away they just gave away their talent from last year. Like Kyle Van Noy was such a key piece on that defense, and they just let him walk for nothing.
Yeah.
I don't understand what their mindset was there. And then I also don't think Tua is who they think he was supposed to be. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick was a big part of that team last year, and that's why they were good. But Tua's just not there yet.
Tagovailoa is who we thought he was.
Yeah.
Y'all wanted to crown him after he won a national championship to go ahead and crown him. But he is who we thought he was. Guarantee. I'm sorry.
To your point, though, I think it's absolutely. I think you could trace their issues back to the quarterback change. What Fitzpatrick had his best year of his career the year prior, and then he had them 4-2. They were doing good, and then they switched and they said, "Okay, we're going to go with Tua. He's the future." And I think it just. Hey, Anthony, we talked about the quarterback system. It just messed everything up, And Tua still had growing pains. He still had struggles. And Fitzpatrick, then they shipped him out. We benefited for a half, I think a quarter.
Yeah,
30 minutes of football.
And then he's been sitting back and just collecting paychecks. So, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's where you can start to see, trace back some of those problems. And we all know about Xavier Howard over the offseason. You know what I mean? All the stories about
not getting the money. Yeah.
Right. He wants out. And then all of a sudden they worked. All of a sudden you patch things up. No, because things haven't been the same all year, so.
I agree. We're going to transition.
I don't get to say my surprises.
Oh, sorry.
You just go. I was gonna jump in and be like, surprise, but but Nathan was like, I got something for you. We just gonna keep going. Surprise to you. My big surprise this year has been the Cardinals. Now I knew that the Cardinals were building something, but I did not expect the Cardinals to explode like they did this year. Right. I thought that maybe they were another season away. I figured they'd maybe finish second in the division, maybe cop a wild card. But for them to be doing what they're doing this year, now I got a chance to see Kyler Murray play in college because being here, I knew the kid was something special. But wow, I mean, what they're doing this year has just been absolutely phenomenal. That has been my biggest surprise this year, and I'm actually glad to say, as a football fan, that my big surprise was a good surprise and not a bad surprise. Well, and then to add a surprise, Nathan, I'm sorry, he was talking about the Dolphins. That was a surprise. Oh, yeah. I didn't get to watch the game. I'm not trying to scrape it. Look, Nathan Snell has left the chat. I don't mean to. Wait a minute. Let me wait a minute. Watch my impersonation of Nate. I didn't get a chance to watch the game last night.
You didn't want to watch it, trust me.
No. I was doing a show with the fellas, and then when I got off, I had some dinner with the missus, and we watched some TV.
Great show, by the way, last night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate you joining.
It was also a great game.
Yeah, but
thank you, Sid.
Bruh, just go ahead and turn that knife just a little bit. Dig that knife a little deeper, Michael Myers.
Look, it's two different perspectives here. One person's like, I shouldn't watch it. The other one's like, yeah, it's must-see TV. Let's go.
I was like, I want to see what's going. The chat was blowing up, and I was like, I was like, my God! I looked. I had like 52 unread messages in like 3 minutes, and I was like, let me check the score. Oh my God, is this really happening?
Right.
So
it happened.
That was a surprise. Y'all will be all right. I will say this: y'all will be all right, and I hope they stop disrespecting your quarterback because that boy got mad skills. And every year, does Lamar Jackson? I saw the thing today. Does Lamar Jackson have something to prove as a quarterback? No, he ain't got nothing to prove. Y'all need to stop dogging him out and go ahead and give the man his props. Just because he looked like a lost love child of Flavor Flav with the twisty dreads. That's a whole different animal.
Wow!
Come on, hey, tell me I'm lying. I challenge any one of y'all to tell me I'm lying. Hold up and look. They just had a news story today. Said Flavor Flav celebrated 1 year sober. It was a picture of Flav with a mustache. He still had them fronts in though. Put that picture next to a picture of Lamar Jackson. And get you Charles Barkley ready. Put them two pictures side by side. I guarantee you that's a Maury episode right there. Guarantee. I'm telling you.
You are the father.
Okay, good transition into disappointments of the season. Sean, I know we got a couple more minutes, so I'm going to try to get these last 2 points in here with you, where you still got you. Disappointments, Sean.
Do I need to talk? Do I need to say anything else?
No, you don't.
What did they say in the offseason? Top 5 ranked defense. What did our 2 best linemen say? Oh, we're going to break the sack record and get 48 plus sacks or whatever. Come on, man. Come on. We were supposed to be good. This was supposed to be a good year. We survived last year. Everything that happened last year, we survived it. Fine. We got to the playoffs. Fine. Heineke, look, at the end of the day, Heineke, all things considering, he's doing everything he can. Right. But the line has been injured. The running backs, our main tight end, our defense has played subpar. Our linebackers are hurt. Our secondary is absent. And we just got rid of one kicker, brought in a kicker named Blewett, got rid of him, got in a kicker named Sly. Now I'm so disappointed in us. I really am. And I mean, look, I you guys know it. I have Washington Football Weekly every Wednesday. I did that since February. We followed all off season. We felt like we had at least something that could compete in the NFC East. And right now, it's upsetting. It's upsetting. And I mean that's my disappointment. Honestly, that is my disappointment. Everything else, I'm pretty excited. And obviously Tom Brady's still dominating that daggone trophy thrower. But yeah, other than that, yeah, my team, man. I thought we were when I purchased on these, I thought we were gonna be something solid. All right.
Hey, look, this ain't like Mike and you not Lil Bow Wow. Them shoes is not gonna help your team. Come on, bro.
I thought they were gonna help me out, man.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna tell you something though. I'm telling you. You know how you know what? The reason why y'all keep getting hurt. Dan Snyder don't do something about that field. You can't tell me. Listen, you live in the DMV, Sean. Mm-hmm. I lived in the DMV. Nate, you in the area, right?
Yep.
How many times, and I'm not, and please, y'all don't nobody come with the hashtag cancel culture, but y'all know I'm telling the truth, especially if you live in the DMV. I'm just going to say, you can't tell me the 800 million landscaping companies there are in the DMV, Dan Snyder can't hire a decent landscaping company to fix that field or at least put some turf or something in there. Anything is better than, man, look, that lot looked like that y'all. I lived in the area for 18 years. We got
to fix the pipes first. You saw the sewer water coming out of us in the first game. Look, we got to fix the stadium. We got to fix the prices too. I stood in line for 2 hours in a preseason game and damn near paid $50 for 2 hot dogs, 2 beers, and like a pretzel. We need to fix that. I'm disappointed with you.
Oh my God.
Damn.
There must be some. Nick said, but Mexican brothers don't want to work for that race.
I can't anymore, man. I can't.
We do the best law.
So I got in the snag line, and I'm here in the snag line, paying $50 in the snag line.
Sid, like, what are your biggest disappointments of the season?
Oh man,
shucks.
I gotta go with the Browns. I mean, everybody was just all on their junk in the preseason. Everybody. I mean, not me. I've always been the Browns is the Browns, and they always find a way to Browns it.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody, every analyst, the Browns are going to win the North. The Browns are going to walk the North. They got such a great roster. But nah, the Browns.
The Browns.
They're the Browns. They're the Browns always.
We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Okay.
Oh man.
Really quick, I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to ask you 2 questions, but first I'm going to start with Sean because I know Sean has to get off.
Right.
We're still in the disappointments, but really quick, Cam Newton is going back to Carolina. How do you feel about it, Sean?
Wow. Yo, shout out to my little brother, Jared Spencer. He is a diehard Cam Newton fan. I'm going to do a little interview with him, I believe, on Sunday. Honestly, look, I don't believe PJ. I mean, we've all discussed this. I don't believe PJ Walker is the answer. XFL QB didn't, play backup here. Look, I love the story. I'm glad that he's in the league, and if he would have got a chance, that's great. But the Panthers, let's be honest, they're not out of it. They got Christian McCaffrey back. They can work something with that defense that was at one point the number 1 defense. If you get some things going and get some victories, I mean, honestly, you're still in this thing. So you want to bring in somebody that's been there, knows the system. I mean, you literally bring in a guy. What's that thing that Ab sent in the group chat where he said Cam is a replacement of the replacement that was brought in to replace the replacement? You know what I mean? So, hey, look, I mean, at the end of the day, he can come in there, Hopefully he'll do something. I don't think he's going to sit there and be a world beater, but I do think this is something good for them. I'm eager to see how Matt Rule and him kind of coexist.
Yes, right. I'm looking to see that myself.
I want to see it work. I want to see all positive for Cam. But you know what? It kind of stinks, man. And look, before I go, because y'all know on Let's Talk Football, we had that segment called you better call Cam Newton. Well, look, now we can't call him no more, man. Daggone segment's gone, man. Right? They already called him. So, yeah, daggone Cam Newton, man. But, best of luck to him. Hopefully everything goes well and works out for him. But we'll see. Will he do good? I'm not going to go ahead and guarantee it or say it's going to happen. But I do think a familiar situation and him just wanting to be on the field and being out for half a season and realizing that he's not, highly sought after. I think that's going to do something kind of like what it did for Dez Bryant for you guys last year. He didn't ball out, but he wasn't doing all the antics. You know what I mean? He came in there, he did what he had to do, got his little touchdowns, things like that. He's not going to dominate, but he is going to come in and he's going to play his role. Now he made out like a fat cat, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, $10 million.
Yeah, he got some money off that. It's better than that New England deal. So, shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. But yeah, hey, gentlemen, I will see you date night with the ladies. So I'm gonna go ahead and make
have a good time. You have a good night with the missus.
You going to another Orioles game with a concert?
hey, wait, where is it? Earbuds right here, buddy. See this? Hey, $39.99, gentlemen. Get them. Snick them in the ear. Put the hat over top. Hey, I hear you, babe. I hear you. What's going on? Touchdown. I'm telling you. Hey, look, Sid knows. Hey, man, when you bet on all this college football, you got to listen to every single game, man.
You got to be in it.
You got to make sure you're ready. All right, gentlemen, man. Always good, man.
I appreciate you, Sean.
Thank you,
Sean. Man.
Shout out to Sean Spencer. Anthony, I want to go back to you really quick with the disappointments. We're going to come back to the Cam Newton. But your disappointments, Anthony.
My biggest disappointment this season, this time I gotta go back to my Falcons. My biggest disappointment this season is that Atlanta did absolute zero to really rebuild the franchise. Mm-hmm. They had an opportunity. They had the number 4 pick. Now, don't get me wrong. With Julio being kind of up there in age and moving on, and Calvin Ridley, they haven't worked Calvin Ridley, and I think Pitts was a great addition, but they didn't really seem to do anything to bolster up the offensive line. They did nothing that defense has been absolutely horrendous since the Super Bowl, and they did nothing with that. And we are seeing the fruits, the rotten fruit of that half labor this season. I mean, the games that they've won have just been, there's all running joke about some people graduate magna cum laude, some people graduate summa cum laude. All the games the Falcons have won this year have been thank you, Laude. And it's just, they beat the Saints last week, which I'm happy for because that's a division rivalry, but I've just been really, really disappointed with what they did with that this year. And then a footnote, an asterisk on top of that, and Nick will appreciate this. I've been disappointed with the Bears because they went and they bet the house on Justin Fields and they built nothing around him. And they're gonna wind up. I hope not, but they might wind up doing to him what the Lions did to Matt Stafford, just keeping him there and for the better part of his career. And hopefully he's got something left in the tank when he goes someplace else.
I agree.
So those are my 2 big disappointments.
Okay. So we're going to go back. We're going to transition right back into the Cam Newton, going back to Carolina. We're going to start with you, Sid. How do you feel about it?
So for the Cam thing, I think it's definitely an upgrade from what they had. PJ Walker isn't going to be a guy that's going to win you a bunch of games or get you to the playoffs or anything like that. I also don't think Cam is who Cam was. His time in New England wasn't good. He wasn't signed besides New England, I think for a reason. He's not as much of a runner as he used to be. The big part of his game was being able to run the football and having the defense need to worry about that. And I don't think he's that big of a threat there that he was in his heyday. So it's going to rely on his arm a lot more, which he's got an okay arm. Here's the thing. I think he's got a chance in Carolina more than he did in New England because he's got more weapons in Carolina.
Sure.
Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield, DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Dan Arnold at tight end. I think they're going to be a little sorry, I think Dan Arnold got traded. Anyway.
Dan Arnold in Jacksonville. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, but DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson, and then their rookie, is it Terrence Marshall Jr.? I think
yes.
That's who Yeah, that's better than anything New England had with Cam. So he's got the weapons. So if he does have the talent, he'll be able to do it. But I am worrisome, and I don't trust it as much. I think he gets them more than PJ Walker would have got them, but I don't think he's the answer to get them where they want to be.
Sure. And what do you think?
Nope.
You're muted. Oh. Can't hear you, Ant.
Nope.
I'm having some technical difficulties. Can't hear you.
There we go. I muted my board because I had to sneeze. Anyway,
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
I think with any type of sport, there's always a first. You had the first touchdown thrown by Bart Starr in Super Bowl I, the first touchdown pass. All types of firsts. And Cam Newton is now in the book of firsts as be the first professional NFL quarterback to get a "Hey Big Head" WID text from his ex. So at like 2:00 in the morning, I was saying that to myself in the pants. Because I listen, I watch Sean and Janae every week and they keep saying call Cam Newton, and I said it would be funny. It would be absolutely funny and ironic if the Panthers. I mean, think about that. The Panthers made it abundantly clear that they had gotten all the goodie that they could get out of Cam Newton. They were sending him off to New England and wishing him well. And as soon as the milk turned sour, the first thing they did was turn back around and say, "Hey, we still got your old room for you if you want to come back." Honestly, Sid, I have to go with you though. I didn't see the same fire in Cam in New England that I did when he was in Carolina to begin with. I also have a philosophy. I think the Super Bowl loss, I think it broke Cam because leading up into the whole time he was playing, he only had one major setback when he was in college. That was when he was at Florida. He got in trouble. He had to go to JUCO. Then he came back and wound up playing at Auburn and being Mr. All-World, Heisman Trophy winner, perfect season, national championship, #1 draft pick, came into Carolina, became the entire face of the franchise. Because who was the face of the franchise before? Was it MJD? I think it was.
Yes.
So the face of the franchise. They go on this. We're gonna hit it. 1 year we're gonna get it, and then they had this incredible Super Bowl run. He's handing out footballs. He's doing commercials. The kids saying, "I'm gonna grow up and take your job."
That was Sam Darnold.
Yeah, And I said it was Mac Jones. But anyway, he's at the height. He's at the pinnacle, and then all of a sudden they go to the Super Bowl. He looks lost. For the first time in his career, he just really looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. And he didn't know. He'd never had anybody to help him bounce back. That's the first time he's really facing the adversity in the league, at least as far as I can see, in his entire football career. Like, I'm actually kind of glad, just to jump on another team. I'm glad that Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is kind of enduring. He's kind of getting his hard times in now, so that when he gets on the come up, he can appreciate, hey, look, I know what it was like to be at the bottom of the barrel. Cam never had to endure that, and now he's dealing with it, and he doesn't handle adversity well. You saw how he acted in the press conference at the Super Bowl. Yeah. I don't want to talk. My mama said I can't talk to y'all. I'm gonna go home because she said I can't have ice cream. You know what I mean? So I think we'll see.
I agree.
We'll see. I think he's gonna come out at first like he's got a chip on his shoulder, and I think he will play some good ball to start. But beyond the first couple of weeks, we'll see.
I'm actually going to agree with both of you. We have been really said it. It's a results oriented business. Cam is in that "what have you done for me lately" phase. No disrespect to Cam Newton, he's a good football player. I think the way Carolina cut him in the first place, I think, was dirty, in my opinion. I do feel like they should have worked something out. I know, granted, when he was in New England, he did not have all the pieces. Most everyone sat out, but Carolina has some other issues going on. They have a bad offensive line, and this is, to me, I feel this is a PR move. I just don't know how you can, in 8 games, say our former number 1 overall pick is the answer to the solution. I definitely think that it's not going to be easy. I hope Cam Newton proves me wrong. I'm happy he's back in the league. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely I don't see it. And as that being said, Mr. Abs from Let's Talk Football,
My man.
watching
What
football.
up, fellas? What's going on? What's going on?
Oh Lord, I gotta keep your finger on it. You gotta keep your finger on the dump button.
So, Abs. So really, we just finishing up a couple questions. We get real quick for you: the good, the bad, the ugly. What do you think of the season?
Of the season?
So far, halfway mark.
Oh man, I'm blown right now, man. So I had a Pick'ems league, right? I thought I said in the chat, but I made it all the way to week 9. Week 9, $14,000, fellas. I was like, I'm trying to tell you, there was only like 75 people left, and I picked the mother freaking Dallas Cowboys, boy, and they lost against Denver. I was pissed. Oh my gosh, it's interesting. Football is interesting TV, but I'm mad, man. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, this season is kind of just all over the place, you know what I'm saying? And especially with the injuries, like, did y'all talk about Derrick Henry?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, man. This dude was about to break the rushing record. Like, he was in track to break the rushing record. Then all of a sudden, this freak injury, man, that's just messed up, man. It's just like, this is crazy, bro. And now, and it would have been his third season in a row.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just crazy, man. This whole season, in a nutshell, just it's been mad crazy, man. And then you're a Steelers fan, right, Sid?
Yes, sir.
They just like they're inconsistently winning, like just.
I like the way you put that.
Consistently winning.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They finding ways to win, you know? Like, I really thought, like, if you would ask me at the beginning of the season, I really thought it would have been his it would have been Mike Tomlin. Yeah, Mike Tomlin. It would have been his first losing season. I really thought it would have been, but they look like they might have another. I don't think it'll be by much. It'll be maybe 9 wins, but I think they might be able to do that. So it's just and Atlanta, I don't understand. Like, I got to pick on you too, Anthony. Like, I don't know why Atlanta trying to slip into the playoffs. what they trying to do?
I am not on the roster. Do not come for me, sir. I didn't draw up not nary a play. Thank you very much. A pimp got to sit on the sidelines like everybody else. I don't, bro. I can't figure it out either. Every time I get to the point where I want to write them off, they do something like beat the Saints.
Yeah, man.
And even then, at what cost? Because it's not like their starting quarterback was in there. You know, it's not like Mr. E to W was out there doing his thing. I'm saying, like, I'm just saying they didn't have their starting quarterback in. Taysom Hill is in from week to week, so it's not like we beat the best version of the Saints. But you know, at this point, Atlanta is so far in the toilet. It's bad when you're a fan of a team and they're so far in the toilet. You'd be like, well, It wasn't pretty, but we won.
Right.
You
I
know,
feel like that's Cowboys all the time, though. Like I just feel like that's a Cowboy thing to do. Like I mean, it's sure as hell a Washington football team to do. It happened. We'll take it.
thank you, Rock. Just living who day. Who that said they was gonna beat them Falcons? Not them. Not this past Sunday. I ain't gonna talk too much, Matt, because we mess around and lose the I don't even know who we played. That's how far gone I am this season.
You got the Cowboys this week.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute. What the hell am I talking about? I do know who we playing this week. That's Handy Bowl 6.
Handy Bowl 6.
Yes. My wife is a Cowboys fan. I am a Falcons fan. And on our first wedding anniversary was the first time the Cowboys and the Falcons played each other. And we had this whole bet going. My wife lost the bet. She wound up having to wear Redskins face paint and go to a Redskins bar the next week that they played, and she did not like me very much. And so we said no more bets on the game from this point going forward, but we christened it the Handy Bowl. So now this coming Sunday is Handy Bowl 6. The Falcons are leading 3-2 in the series, except for that god awful. Who don't know who? Let me ask you a question. All three of you, I assume, at some point have been to a grocery store, right?
Yes.
You've seen watermelon, right?
Yes.
Have you ever had a problem picking up a watermelon?
No.
How the hell 11 guys that get paid collectively more than I will make in my lifetime, not one of them can pick up a Rolling Brown watermelon onside kick? Not a single.
I know where this is going.
I mean, seriously, I was on my phone. I had gone on the Atlanta Falcons website on my phone and was drafting up a nasty gram to Arthur Blank, like, I'm never going to Home Depot again. I'm rallying the union in Northern Virginia. We getting ready to shut you down. Home Depot ain't gonna never make another nickel. And then I said, I'm just gonna calm down. But I was like, yo, an onside kick, and y'all couldn't see that coming? You really couldn't? But that's just Atlanta being Atlanta, I guess. Like Cat Williams say, all your dreams could come true at Magic City. You could get shot at a traffic light, or the Falcons could lose on an onside kick. You never know. I don't know, Jesus. I was standing there. He kicked the ball. I missed it. Next thing I know, here I am. Hey, real talk before you move forward. Nate, I gotta give you shouts out. Thank you for having the brother on. I appreciate you. When Sean hit me up and said, Ant wants you to come on, Nate wants you to come on, I was like, solid. I said, is he coming on? Like, what time is he coming on? Because you are the king. You are like, your shows are like ESPN late night. Bro, I'll be looking for your show to come on. I'll be like, dang, I guess Nate ain't podcasting tonight. And then when I get ready to drift off my phone, 11:45, Nathan Snell has gone live. I'll be like, let me just go ahead and hit this like. I'll catch my man. Flip. I was like, it's Friday. I don't know if I'm about to go be. It's Friday and I'm old. I don't know if I'm gonna be awake at 11 o'clock. He said 6:30. I said, oh, thank you, Jesus.
No, anytime. Really quick, Abs, in a really quick, your surprise and disappointments, and then also to how do you feel about Cam Newton? And then we're going to go into the previews for the teams. I'm gonna start with you, Sid. You play the Lions, and you play the Falcons. You guys play the Falcons. Abs, if you want to talk about Washington.
Wait, we don't play the Falcons. We are the Falcons. We play the Cowboys.
We're the Cowboys. I'm sorry.
How we gonna play ourselves? I guess that's the only way we can win a game.
Y'all do play yourselves sometimes. Y'all do play yourselves sometimes.
It do be facts, though.
Really quick, Abs, really quick, your surprise and disappointments of the season.
Surprise. I guess my surprise will be Odell Beckham signing with the Rams. That is definitely a surprise to me. If y'all pay attention to me in these chats, I know something about football, so I would have said that it made more sense for him to sign with Green Bay Packers. So that to me it's just that should. But it looks like he's ring chasing, but he's going to have probably even less opportunities to catch the ball than he did in with Cleveland. So I don't understand it, because that will directly affect his monies next year when he's a free agent. So
Yeah, he ain't gonna get more catches than Cooper Cup.
oh no. Well, I wasn't. It wouldn't even be about because he wouldn't get the same number. He wouldn't get more than Devontae Adams. He went in Green Bay, but the whole point is it's still more balls than at the Rams, because they got Woods over there, they got Higbee over there, they got the 2 running backs over there. I mean, it's like, and they overuse Cup. Like Cup is like 1.5 men. Like it's just crazy. So like he's not going to get any love. He'll be happy. He should be happy if he gets 3 targets with all those people, with all those players that he has over there. So that's my surprise.
I guess just get ready for Mr. Beckham to make another video then, huh?
They're going to blame him if they don't win it this year. He's going to be their scapegoat. Watch. If they don't win it, because Rams, I think they were the favorites before he joined. And if they not, they're going to just talk about
the distraction of Odell Beckham Jr.
Yep, how he just basically distracted the whole team, how he brought the whole team down, everything like that. So that's sad, man. I don't know who his people are, but they should have told him that shit. So,
well, he you know what? His people is the same people that keep telling Stevie Wonder that his braids is fly when they're all the way down the back of Stevie Wonder's head.
See, you ain't shit, Anthony. Like that. That is not shit, man.
Look at my face. Where's the lie? Stevie been rocking them braids since Talking Book back in 1976. Now he looking like the boss character, the one with the 4 arms from the first Mortal Kombat. Stevie, I love you. Go ahead and get it ball, baby. Just go ahead and get it ball. Moving on. I'm gonna shut up.
You want to talk about the disappointments? You want to talk about Cam Newton going back to Carolina?
I'll talk about Carolina. Disappointments, it would have been my team. So I've talked about that on my show yesterday. So with Sean, I can't say enough bad things about the Washington football team, bro. So
sure.
Like I don't want to bring anybody else down to my level. So let's just talk about the Cam Newton. Cam Newton, I think it's when I jumped on, you guys were talking about how they did him dirty. I agree. I don't know if you guys recall, but they let him go after everybody else got signed up in free agency. Like all the starting spots were signed up in free agency, and that was horrible, man. Like honestly, I wouldn't have gone back. I'd have had probably too much pride to go back to Carolina after that, man. Like, and he's sitting there smiling, grinning with the owner, like they didn't just do him dirty 2 years ago. Like that's just crazy to me, man. So
that man happy because he got money to keep filling his closet up with them outfits, looking like the choir director of the Greater Missionary Baptist Church in Washington D.C. on Sunday.
All them hats and scarves.
yeah.
Bruh, that man got more hats and scarves than Wendy Williams and Oprah Winfrey combined. I've never seen a player in the we lost. I've never seen a player in the NFL have more wardrobe changes than Diana Ross. That's all I got to say about that, man.
That man is wild.
This is wild. Okay, we're going to transition into the previews for our teams respectively. Sid, I'm going to start with you. You guys play those Pittsburgh Steelers. And before you get into it, I do have one question for you. Because I'm a fan. Listen, I'm a fan of Mike Tomlin. He's one of my favorite head coaches.
Right.
If I needed to start a football team, he's definitely a coach I would consider. How did you feel about his name being thrown into the mix about going to University of Southern California?
I thought it was a bunch of BS, really. I mean, he's never had a losing season in the 15 years in the league. Why would he? I mean, the Steelers aren't going to let him go. Why would he leave? I mean, the Steelers are one of the most storied franchises in the league. He's not. I mean, his press conference, he nailed it. He's like, I got one of the best jobs in the world. Why would I go anywhere?
Yeah, he shut that down quick.
Yeah, why would I go have to sit in 17-year-old kids' living rooms and plead to their mom that I need them to play for me when I got everybody I want and I can draft the guys I need? It's just, I don't know. I thought it was a terrible take. I loved his press conference, obviously, shutting it down quick and just not even letting it be a thing.
I love Tomlin. Tomlin is quick to shut down dumb questions.
Yeah, he's the man.
I agree. But talk about the game set, because you guys came off. I think it was I'd say it was a good football game against Chicago. One thing I think what it came down to was some bad calls. Particularly the taunting. I don't feel like that was taunting. It's one thing he looked at the bench, but if he walked towards him, it's another. I think that's a hit or miss with the taunting rule. And then obviously Chicago with the offsides, Mr. Robert Quinn. I don't know what he was doing.
Relationship with your children.
My God.
So this talk about you're going up against a team we're 0-8. They're looking like obviously they're going to have the number 1 overall pick
Again.
Yeah. So just really quick, what are the things Pittsburgh needs to do to win this game?
Not be dumb. I mean, they're the more talented team, the better coach team. It really shouldn't be a game that they lose. Although the Steelers aren't synonymous for playing down to the level of their competition. That's what they do. The Lions are coming off a bye. We're coming off a Monday night game that was way too close. That it shouldn't have been that close. So I could definitely see us coming out flat and the Lions thinking keeping it close at halftime, by halftime. But then as long as we do what we should do in the second half, we should win the game. I don't think it's hopefully, I mean, the Steelers will do one of two things. They'll either keep it close in the first half and run it up in the second half, or they'll blow them out in the first half and then let them come back and make me sweat the whole second half, because that's what they do every game.
Sure.
They're just a really young team. Four rookies starting on offense, second-year guys starting on offensive line, free agent also starting on the offensive line.
Joe Haig, right?
Yeah, and Trey Turner starting on. We signed him. So Claypool's out, Juju's out, obviously for the season, but now Claypool's out this game. So two weapons down should just be a step up for Freiermuth and Deontay. So we still have the weapons. I'm not too worried about those injuries, and our defense obviously should shut the Lions down, no problem. But the Lions play people tough, so I don't expect it to be a walkthrough. I know they're 0-8, but they do play close games. Look at the Ravens game. So hopefully, as long as we just play normal football for at least a half, we should win this game. But the Steelers always make me nervous when it comes to stuff like this.
So do you have a score?
Yeah, we'll go 24-20 because they're going to keep it close, but they'll win.
Fellas, do you care to interject?
Steelers by 50.
I think it's spot on. My bad. Go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead, man. I was just being silly, but I'm with you. The Lions are always like the little engine that could and just can't quite get there. Right. So I'm with you. I think maybe. Well, I don't know. I don't see their offense being that explosive, but I'm right around the 30-something to 20-something score right there, in that range.
Much respect to what Sid said, because that's pretty spot on, and I'm biased, by the way. So that was I do respect that. Legitimate, you guys, it'll be a lot closer because of the lack of weapons. So I'm looking at 21-13.
I'm going to say 27-17 Pittsburgh.
Guarantee.
You gonna throw a guarantee on it?
Yeah, it's just something about the Lions. They'll play you all said, they play tough, and then for some known reason they just find ways to just blow it. I think they had it against, I can't remember who they had. I think they had a 3-point lead against Minnesota and collapsed. So Is Cameron Hayward playing? 'Cause I know he suffered an injury against Chicago.
Yeah, the only major injury we have is Claypool. He's the only one out. Everybody else is playing.
Good to know. Good to know. And
Yes,
we're gonna
sir.
move due to your Dirty Birds versus the America's team.
I want to know first of all who appointed them America's team because I sure didn't get I didn't get no absentee ballot.
Hey, I've been trying to make this argument with my wife every day.
I want to know.
3 years.
My wife is a diehard fan. I said, "Why are you a fan?" She said, "Well, my daddy was a fan." I said, "Well, okay, you don't have you don't have no other team you like." She said, "Well, I root for your Falcons except when they played the Cowboys." I said, "Well, why you like the Falcons?" Because you like the Falcons. So what? Come on, man. No, don't get me wrong. That's just my wife, and I kid, I joke, baby. I love you if you're watching this. It's Friday. I got to spend 2 days. It's Friday, and I'm working from home next week, so I'm home for the next 10 days. So I better be nice. But honestly. Atlanta is weird. Atlanta has turned into Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. They are bad. There's no doubt about that. They are a level of bad that I have not. They weren't even this bad when I was a little boy with the Grits Blitz. They were at least always closer to 500, either right over or right under. And then, of course, the Vic years when things were looking really good. Then there's that really weird Super Bowl year when it's like, we got Jeff George as our quarterback and we go in the Super Bowl. Okay. All right, cool. I think Atlanta is going to play Dallas close. I think Atlanta probably maybe smells some blood in the water. They do have a lot of young players. They smell the blood in the water. It's like, well, if the Broncos beat them, then maybe we can beat them. So I don't know. I'm not really following this coach like that to know what kind of motive. Well, the record speaks for itself. He's not the world's greatest motivator, but we shall see. I think it's going to be a closer game than everybody expects. I think the boys are going to come out hard because they're going to have something to prove after that loss last week. But I think it's going to be closer than everybody expects. There may be an almost upset at Jerry World. There may be another upset at Jerry World. I'm not going to put a guarantee on it, but I definitely would love for it to happen just for the simple fact, not because I want to see my wife mad, but just because I want to have some things to say to Miss Janae Strother come Monday. I don't look. If I got to hear one more time about the race not be given to the swift and the victory and the battle to the strong, I'm gonna be like, well, we wasn't fast or strong, and we still beat y'all. So maybe y'all should have ate your Cocoa Pops. Did you ever think about that? I don't know.
Are there any? Is there an injury report? Are you guys fully healthy to go? We're missing some players, questionable.
I don't know. I spend 6 out of 7 days out of the week tracking college football. I ain't tracking nobody in Atlanta. Look, all I know is they're gonna have 11 guys on defense and 11 guys on offense, and half the ones that's healthy play like they hurt. So who knows?
Fellas, do you care to interject? What do you think about this game?
I think that the Cowboys are going to come out hot, just like you said, because they got something to prove for sure. I know from a Dallas standpoint that they're bringing Michael Gallup got activated off IR, so I think he's playing. So they have another weapon on offense. But Randy Gregory on defense went onto IR, so they lost somebody on defense. So I think the offense for Dallas is going to go off, but I also think the offense for Atlanta is going to go off because I don't think Dallas's defense is where it needs to be, and I think Atlanta's offense can score, and they're going to score on them. Now, I think the interesting dynamic here is the Dan Quinn coach defense for Dallas playing his former team. I think that might maybe put the needle in Dallas's favor when it comes to that. But I think Dallas wins by at least 10.
Okay.
I see the add on to what I said. I think Kyle Pitts is going to have a decent game too. I think he's going to have a better than decent game. I mean, I know Diggs is nasty, but he was not a presence on Sunday. So we'll see. He might come out with a chip on his shoulder too, but I think Pitts is going to have a real good game. So we shall see. Hopefully he doesn't catch the Julio Jones turf toe and then wind up being on IR every other season for the rest of his career.
Abs, what do you think?
I don't recall. I'm sorry, I was away for a little bit, but did y'all talk about Ridley taking some personal time off?
No, we didn't. So
Okay.
we know he's going to be. We know we hope he's doing well. Thoughts and prayers for him.
Yeah, so that's
because he didn't join them the first 2 weeks because he was supposed to. I know they were in London He didn't go with them, and then after that he said, "Yeah, I'm taking some personal time away."
Yeah. So he's out, and I think that needs to be brought up. But because he's dynamic as any other wide receiver in the league. So, and Matt Ryan, I don't care what anybody says. Like, I don't know why people are shitting on this man, but
I'll tell you why. When you
why
finish,
you interrupted me?
I said when you
I'm
finish,
in the middle of saying something and you interrupted me.
My bad. I did add when you finish. Go ahead.
Matt Ryan is as legitimate of a quarterback as any quarterback in this league. Like, honestly, he throws up like a consistent 4,000 yards every year. So, honestly, I much respect to him. And the however you say resurgence, however you say that,
Yep.
of Cordell Patterson. I'm trying to tell you guys, I'm excited to watch this man. Okay, like this man, like honestly, out of nowhere, is having a hell of a season, and nobody is talking about it. Nobody is talking about it. To me, comeback player of the year, right there. I know Dak Prescott. Oh, he broke his leg. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, broken ankle. Yeah. But this man literally was designated as a kick returner. And all of a sudden, he's just showing out. He's playing tight end. He's playing offensive line. He's playing running back. Hell, let him take Matt Ryan's job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's doing it all over the place. I'm trying to tell you, this man is exciting football. And to me, between him and Kyle Pitts, this game is going to be a lot closer than what people are really trying to say it is. Like, honestly, do not be shocked, especially with Randy Gregory out. Like right there, like that defense did not look good with Denver. And I tell you what, Atlanta has more weapons than Denver does. So I can see Atlanta pulling the upset. Don't be surprised with that.
I think you got Anthony confused. You said Atlanta has more weapons than Denver.
Carry to 5, divide that by 3. Okay, if you say so, man.
I'm sorry. Name who's their starting wide receivers?
Cortland Sutton's pretty good. Jerry Jeudy.
Patrick.
Judy's hurt. Judy's been hurt. Like, honestly, like you can't even count on that man. You know what I'm saying? And he's an Alabama kid, so you don't even know what's in his attic. So you don't even know what. Like, honestly, we just waiting for these Alabama boys to start falling out of the league now. So I'm just saying. I think between Pitts and Cordell Patterson, and they lucky that Ridley's just not there. And like, honestly, Atlanta could be a legit team if their defense was better.
Well, I agree. Well, did you want to say something, Ant?
I was just gonna say I have learned to adopt the Nathan Snell philosophy of trust your eyes, and I don't get to see. I'm not spending any money for any extra NFL ticket or nothing like that, so I don't get to see a lot of Atlanta games here. I get to see all the Cowboys games because all we get is, see, the thing, it's funny. We get all the Browns games because it's not even local, but we get the Browns games because of Baker, because they still love Baker here, like touchdown Jesus or something. But I've learned to trust my eyes, and what I've seen out of Atlanta consistently since that Super Bowl fiasco is Atlanta has become the poster child in the NFL for having a lead and giving it away, which is why I was happy with the win last week, because they scored the go-ahead touchdown or field goal or whatever it was, and then I said, it's too much time left on the clock, and sure enough, the Saints came back and scored, and I said, well, babe, I guess we can go ahead and chalk up this L. I didn't follow it no more. I checked the scores later that night. I was like, they won? Because they just don't. Atlanta just does not do that. They've got to have, like, you got to spot. Atlanta has gotten to the point where you got to spot on 50 points for them to win, and and then when they do win, it's like last week. They played a complete game last week, which shocked me. they play these inconsistent games. Like they have a game, they'll have a great first quarter and then lay down for 3 quarters, or they'll lay down for 3 quarters and wake up in the fourth quarter, which is why, to go back to what you said, Ab, I love Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan will always and forever be one of the top 2 quarterbacks to ever play for the franchise. He and Michael Vick. Say what you want to say, those of you watching, about what he did. Whatever. But the boy was a bad quarterback. The boy was a bad dude. But one thing I know about Matt Ryan is he's also inconsistent. He could be playing a game 85% completion rate with a 3-point lead in the fourth quarter and throw an interception where there was no way that he could not have seen the defender unless he was jumping up and down, waving the sign, unless he had an invisibility cloak, there's no way he couldn't have seen the defender and just throwing picks. So that's just me as a Falcons fan. That's all. You know what? I hope they win. I want them to win. Do I think they'll win? Maybe not.
Anthony, I don't think that's inconsistent. I think that's like Taylor Heineke. That's inconsistent. Like Matt Ryan, that's like not thinking, not like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that's, maybe, I guess the better thing to say is it's not as inconsistent as a lot of other quarterbacks. It's less inconsistent than a lot of other quarterbacks.
Okay,
I take Matt Ryan. You want to trade? You want to trade?
Okay.
You take Taylor Heineke. We'll take Matt Ryan.
It can't be no worse. I'm gonna tell you what. Here's my litmus test. Now, granted, you know what? I'm actually gonna say something else after I say this, but you name me one other quarterback that gave up a double-digit lead in the Super Bowl and lost in overtime. Don't worry, I'll wait. Now, I will say this in his defense. They went all the way. I won't say this in his defense, because they were running the ball in the first half of that game, but then they put the ball in Matt Ryan's hands, and the defense laid down, and the offense couldn't move the ball.
But whose fault is that, though? Whose fault is that? That's Matt Ryan's fault?
Hey, look. There's fault. There's fault. Wait. There's fault all the way around there. No.
You're blaming Matt Ryan. Blaming Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan doesn't call the plays. Who calls the plays?
The offensive coordinator.
There we go.
But even still, if you looking and you checking your passing lanes, and it's real simple. And I don't even play pro football. If you checking your passing lanes and there's somebody in a jersey that don't look like the one you got on in your passing lane, then maybe you ain't supposed to throw the ball over there. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't think it's as simple as you're trying to make it. I mean, it sounds real good, but
I know it sounds good. You made that up off the top of my head. Huh? What'd say?
I said we all be quarterbacks if it was that simple, bro.
Trust me, I know, but I'm just saying. I like Nate say, trust your eyes, and I know what I see. I'm not an analyst. I don't get paid to coach. I don't get paid to play. I don't get none of that. I don't even get paid. I don't even get a thank you letter from the front office for being a fan. I'm still wearing the same nasty hat that I was wearing back in the day when you had a bald head and I had all black hair. They ain't even send me a fan starter pack or nothing. Thank you for 51 years of being a fan. I don't get nothing. But my point in all of that is I know what I see on the TV every week. It don't matter. I don't have to be a coach to look at a replay of it and say he was looking at the defender. The defender was standing right there, and he still threw the ball over there.
So
look, watch me get my Kabi LeMay on.
Let me jump in here. So I think that after the Denver Broncos putting 30 on the Cowboys, and the Cowboys didn't score until the fourth quarter.
I'm not going to even sit here and act like I didn't know this was coming. Or act like I know this was coming, because I did it.
I know Dak was coming off injury. He may have been rusty, but the same team beat the Minnesota Vikings with Cooper Rush. That was the Denver Broncos Super Bowl. I don't care what anybody has to say, in my personal opinion. I agree with what you guys said. I think this is going to be a close one. But I'm going to say the Atlanta Falcons are going to win. Something just tells me that Dallas I don't know. I think the Denver game was a reality check. I think, if I look at Dallas' schedule, it's cupcake, but I think Dallas kind of went in there with their head too high. And I think, Atlanta's going to put them in check again. So I'm going to say the Atlanta Falcons are going to win 28-20.
Guaranteed.
Hey, I gotta jump in before you move on. I gotta give a shout out to your comment section. Your comment section is popping, and your girl Lucinda Baxter is out there like she is hyping you up more than Too Big MC was hyping up MC Hammer back in '92, bruh. I'm just saying
Hammer don't hurt him.
Yeah.
Hammer don't hurt him.
She is hyping you up, bruh.
Oh my goodness. Really quick, I know Abs talked about this in his show yesterday. I talked about Washington. We played the Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
Relationship with your
Oh
children.
my God.
Last time we saw the Buccaneers,
I know.
we
Go ahead,
almost
Nate.
won in the wild card round. That was Taylor Heineke, and actually agreed with me. I felt that was his coming out game. I do. I felt like he showed that, what the team had been through the year with the Dwayne Haskins, being at strip clubs, and then he walks off after losing to the Panthers, and then Sid and his Steelers pick him up. Tampa Bay's coming off a bye. They're 6-2 in the NFC. Yes, they lost to New Orleans on Halloween. Drew the Jameis Winston-less, Mike Glennon-led Saints. Brady threw for 375 in that game and threw the interception that was decisive blow. Washington, we came off a bye. Well, I don't even know if you want to call it a bye because Coach said he's not. Then no one's getting a day off. We're all going to be in practice. We're going to be in film. So I think it's much needed. I think we get some guys back off injury. Biggest keys for me, I'm looking at the intangibles. Washington, like I said, hopefully now that we got some guys that come back off injury, I'm looking to see how that's going to play a role. I like certain guys stepped up. Landon Collins was playing linebacker a couple times. The offensive line is looking good. I know we need another playmaker besides McLaurin. I know Curtis Samuel's been dealing with an injury. De'Ami Brown is still finding his own. Sam Cosmi, I think he didn't practice at all. So then Washington, our defense. So, we all make this argument that they were a top 5 defense. And the Sweat, Allen, have all combined for 11.5 sacks. 4 times we faced 4 opponents that Washington's faced. They've scored 30 or more points. So it's kind of we got to keep Tom Brady off the field. If we can keep him off the field and blitz him, it's going to be a long day for Tom Brady. So I think that you'll be surprised, Abs, the Washington football team is going to upset Tampa Bay 27-24.
Guaranteed.
Stop it, Skip Bayless. You are not going to sock there in
I
that
think the Washington
chair.
football team can surprise Tom Brady. I'm saying that with my chest.
You socked right there and said that with your chest, didn't you? You socked and said that whole thing. No, he not. Now, how you going to beat the GOAT? 6th round draft pick out of Michigan. Nobody gave him a chance. Then you gonna come out and you said that right out your mouth with a straight face to the Washington Red. Don't get me wrong, the Washington football team, they got the man with the quarterback's name sound like a beer. That the man the Heineken in it. That what you drinking right now, ain't it? You drinking a Heineken?
Yeah. Yeah.
You said that. You sat there, said that right out your mouth. Stop it. You know what? I'm telling you what's gonna happen on Sunday. TB12 gonna come out on that field. He gonna serve up some hot L's on the plate. No disrespect to your Ab. I know that's your team, but we know that's what's gonna happen. And then when it's all done, Bernie Mac gonna show up and give us some milk and cookies. I'm just saying. I just referenced something somebody said in the comment section. Come in there with some milk and cookies.
The best Shannon Sharp impression I've ever heard.
I went to school with the fool. I had to listen to him talking smack on the pool table in the student union every day.
Really?
Yes. He was in school at Savannah State when I was at Savannah State, and we would be in the student union, and that was the thing was if you weren't on the yard in the summer, you were out on the campus on the yard. Because I was with the fraternity out there doing my, I used to be more flexible.
Get it.
Yeah, I was out there stomping the yard, boy. And but then in the wintertime, everybody would go hang out. Everybody would go hang out in the student union. And it was not a bigger pool hustler on that campus than one Mr. Shay. This was before Club Shay when you do something before two something. He was out there playing. He was out there running up and down that field every Saturday and running people off the pool table Monday through Friday, talking smack. He'd been talking smack a long time. And tell you the truth, he was riding around campus. He had a black Beamer that Sterling had bought him. You want to talk about flossing. Them ladies was all up on Shay. And then something happened to that. So Sterling hooked him up with a brand new white Beamer. You couldn't tell Shannon Sharp nothing. I knew that boy was going to the league. Period. Point blank. Talk about. Go ahead and hit that eighth rounder. Go ahead. Knock that. Huh?
He was a 7th rounder, wasn't he?
Something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
That's
wasn't nobody
crazy, man.
And nobody really, dude. Shannon Sharp was a grown man. I know it was D2 football. Oh, I got video, Lucinda. You want? I got video somewhere. I'm gonna find it. Well, it wasn't me stomping the yard in school. It's me stomping the yard with the alumni chapter, and it's not quite as crisp as it was in college. It was more like 2 steps and hit the asthma thing. But
Shannon Sharp, coming at you in the comments,
Shannon Sharp was a grown man amongst boys. It literally, the quarterback's name was Richard Basil. I kid you not. The ball would get hiked. He'd take 2 steps back. And by the time he cocked his arm back, Shannon is 30 yards down the field with the DB trailing him by 3 yards. That was their whole formula. Throw the ball to Shannon. And then what that did was that opened up the running game. They went 9-1 and came in first place in the SIAC that year. They lost in the first round of the playoffs. They went 10-0 the next year. They won in the first round of the playoffs and got knocked out. And then I think after that, I joined the Army. I was gone. But yeah. That Shannon was a bad dude, but he's been a smack talker. All of y'all are just discovering Shay on Undisputed. I'd have known about Unc Shay for 30 years. Alumni chapter of what frat? The oldest, the coldest, and the oh so boldest. The first of all, service of all, we shall transcend all. Alpha, Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Now, there you go.
Also,
are you done name dropping yet?
Somebody asked the question, and somebody asked the question in the comments.
Also, too, and thank you for your service. Yesterday was Veterans Day. Thank you to all.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you, man.
Yes. But you too, bro. I ain't by myself. Act like I'm the only one.
Next, I gotta painfully. I'm gonna get roasted for this one. I gotta transition into this.
Wait. He took up all my time. I like to reclaim my time, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that, Auntie Maxine. Go ahead and reclaim your time.
Go ahead.
I like to reclaim my time. Okay. To me, this game is totally. It's going to be bad. It really is. Did you forget something? My shirt. Hey, leave me alone. Okay, leave me the hell alone. Okay. Oh God. All right. So this game is. I just checked the injury report. Our best cornerback is going to be out, so I do not like that. Not one bit. Benjamin St. Juice. He's out. Curtis Samuels. Duh. That's like what's his name from Seattle that we picked up. What's his name?
I forgot his name, but I know you're talking about.
Yeah, but he was always hurt too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Healthy.
Montez Sweat, he's out. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember
with a
seen
broken
that, but he
jaw.
broke his jaw, so he's out for about a month. Right there, man. Like that's what we like. Those players, they're supposed to help us out, and honestly, not even so much help us out, but take the attention off of somebody else on the field. Montez Sweat, they're gonna like double team Chase Young now. Now that Curtis Samuel's not there, he hasn't been there all year, but they're going to double team Terry now. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like you said, someone's going to need to step up. And that's the problem. There's no one that's stepping up in these roles, these special roles. Why can't the name come to me? The special talented roles like the running backs, wide receivers, so there's no one stepping up in these roles, and so to me there's no offense. I don't know if you guys seen this, but there was we've accumulated 400 yards a game. The last 2 games we've accumulated 400 yards each game, and only in each game we've only scored 10 points. 400 yards each game and only score 10 points. That is dumb. If you accumulate 400 yards in a game, you need to win that damn game. There's no reason why you're not winning that game. Oh, well, there is a reason. That's because the reason is you have Taylor Heineke as your quarterback. Okay. That is why. And so we can't that was my argument on the show. Is
I understood what you were saying.
Yeah, is that Taylor Heineke can't punch it in for these points, and honestly, I don't see it in any different with the Tampa Bay's defense. Even though they're hurt, I don't think that makes a difference. I don't think, dude, we might get shut out this game for real. So
you think so?
I think we won't score more than 13 points. I really don't think we do. Between the lackluster running game that we've shown, and then I think in order to win this game, you need to stop having Taylor Heineke just throw it up for good measure up in the air and say, "Oh, Terry down there somewhere," and then those lucky passes. We need to take the ball. We need to take the ball out of his hand and actually do running, like be the running backs, have the running backs be running backs, but we won't do that. We'll be down by like 20 before the first quarter's done, and then we'll be playing catch up, which means that we're going to have to put the ball in Taylor Heineke's hand, and he's going to have to be tossing it everywhere. So, honestly, the keys to winning this game is not letting Taylor Heineke control this game, but every game he has to, because that's just how bad we've been. So we won't win this game. Not even close. Okay. 33-13.
Okay. Something just tells me I feel like Washington, it's gonna be a surprise, because it's just something new every week just happens. And there's something just tells me Washington's going to win that game. I just have this feeling.
That's 2 in a row. You said Atlanta is going to beat Dallas, and now you said that Washington is going to beat Tampa.
Something tells me. Well, I'm going to get roasted for this because last night was the start of Week 10, and the Baltimore Ravens went into the 305, and
relationship with your
Oh
children.
my God.
How do you do that? How do you do that? What the hell is going on?
Bullshit.
I'm
22.
I wasn't ready.
The last one got me. I'm not gonna lie.
22-10. We could not get anything going offensively. Miami's defense, they look like the second coming of the 1972 Miami defense. We made absolutely no adjustments. I mean, they practically were giving us opportunities to please pass the ball here. I mean, just awful. Defensively, I said it. I'm on the record. It's documented. Defensively, we're trash. I got to give some, in retrospect, Anthony Averett. He's stepping up with the injuries, but he's been targeted. Marlon Humphrey is not looking like the corner I thought he was supposed to be. The defensive line, Brandon Williams didn't play. Calais Campbell's not the same. Justin Houston got his 100th sack, but like we're giving up explosive plays. That just really, really sucks. The longest, again, going back to Baltimore's offense, the longest passing play they had in the first 3 quarters was 15 yards. And then we didn't convert anything on third down, which was disappointing. The game was truly over when Sammy Watkins fumbled. That's when the game was really over. We could all say why the first possession where he threw Lamar through in the end zone, why he stopped, it was a bad pass. I'm glad we lost this game because the Ravens are covering up a multitude of sins, as I stated. We're going to get Chicago on the 17th, and we did not look prepared. This Raven team, I'm really surprised they're 6-3.
Hey,
is
wait
that
a minute.
someone's phone?
I was just getting ready to say the same thing. Somebody answer the phone.
I'm sitting here like the.
Oh, that's Nate. That's Nate.
I'm sitting there. I was really thrown by that.
Like, you need to turn the casserole on. You need to flip the casserole. What's going on?
No, so I was watching the game yesterday, and it was kind of crazy. It was like, I know he's blaming the players, but one of my biggest arguments is not enough attention or not enough of the mistakes being done in these games that are put on the offensive or defensive coordinators, and they're and I don't think people understand, like, players are at the most doing what their assignments are for that play. And if they call a play that's like hugging the line, that doesn't mean follow the person across the field and down a route and everything like that. It doesn't mean that. It means that's what, like, they're only limited to what that play is for. You know what I'm saying? And too much responsibility is put on the players and not enough on these offensive coordinators for, like, that last play that went like 50 something yards in the fourth quarter. Nate?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, that's the coordinator's fault. Like basically, I think it's more like chess. Like, why are they predicting that they're just going to run the ball? That's exactly how they played it. It's like it was going to be a run the ball, and this dude just darted out the damn field and took a 50-yard play down the field. That's all. That's the defensive coordinator's fault.
Yeah, I agree. Greg Roman's got to make some adjustments. I personally just don't like Greg Roman. He's too conservative, and it showed in San Francisco. So, and then we're going to transition, and then we're going to let you guys go. Really quick, we play the Chicago Bears on the 17th. At the way we're looking, the way we're playing, I'm surprised we're 6-3, but the Ravens, they are an early playoff exit. And to really sit here and say that Lamar Jackson has to carry this team, I think y'all are smoking something. And it definitely did show. It definitely did show. If the run game can't go, the passing game can't go, it's just a long day for the Ravens. But the Ravens are easily a wild card exit. Guaranteed. Coming from a Raven fan.
So I know Sid was I know Sid sitting there thinking, like, I told you so. I told you so. Like, I remember all the fresh shit he was saying on y'all show like a few days ago. He's like, I told you so. I know that's like clicking in his head right now.
Hey man, Literally, I mean, if anybody watched it, I was specifically explaining what you had to do to expose Lamar. I feel like the Dolphins just watched what I said.
Yeah.
They did that. You stop him from running, and he can't beat you passing. I mean, Cincinnati did it earlier this season, and the Dolphins just showed it. If he can't run, he can't get his legs going, he cannot beat you with his arm. That's been my argument against Lamar. I know everybody calls me a hater, but I mean that game proved like that was it. That was the definition of what you need to do to beat Lamar. Just keep him in the pocket. That's hard to do. Don't get me wrong. Not everybody can do that because Lamar is a freak. But if you can draw up a defense to keep Lamar in the pocket, he won't beat you with his arm. He's not good enough to beat you with his arm. That's been my argument forever. And it just showed it. So yeah, definitely told you so.
I knew it.
Honestly, like I said, I did not get a chance to watch this game, so I was completely and utterly shocked. And I've seen games when Lamar has stepped up and won with his arm. So I'm not seeing what you're seeing. Maybe I don't have enough eyes on with Baltimore to be able to speak to. I mean, that's a division rival, so you would know better than I would. But I mean, I've seen him beat teams with his arm. What was a game? It was like 2-3 weeks ago where he threw for what was it, 445 or something like that?
No.
Yeah, people brought up that game. The argument I had against that game, his average pass was 7 yards. So he threw for 440 or whatever. But I mean, it was all yak yards. I mean, Mark Andrews is great in open field. So is Marquise Brown. You get him loose, and that's what it was. He's a smart quarterback. Like he knows what to do. And if those short routes are open, he's taking them all day, which is, I mean, that's what Tom Brady's made a career on. So
there you go. True.
The problem is when the defense takes away his running and he needs to throw a deep ball or anything longer than 15 yards. I mean, we saw he was inaccurate last night. Like, I mean, there was a couple drops, but he overthrew 3 or 4 guys. The
offensive line didn't make it anything better for him.
Absolutely. I mean, you got Alejandro Villanueva over there. I know how that guy goes.
Don't remind me. I know. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to make the point. I think he builds off of his running. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like once he's able to get a flow going, like able to run a few plays. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I know, and like to me, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Like you build from a run, and then all of a sudden, when they start to like, oh, he's getting this flow for running, that's when he starts throwing these dimes, and for whatever reason, the accuracy is there, but he was not able to do that last night. Not one bit, and it's like, that's crazy. It really is. It's that's his formula for winning, taking over games and everything like that, is like getting this run, getting his confidence. It pretty much sounds like confidence pretty much. But he wasn't able to get his confidence in the game at all last night.
I agree. And I've never seen that side of Lamar too, where he went off on his wide receivers. So he said something where Rashard Bateman said, "Thank you." I've never seen that side of Lamar. But for the Miami Dolphins,
congratulations! Oh my God.
What was that? Do I even want to know?
Now, Tyrese.
Oh Lord.
We're gonna transition into the Week 10 picks because I know Mr. Sid and Ant, they have dinners with their misses respectively, so I don't want to keep them. I don't want to get them in any trouble. Saints versus those Tennessee Titans. How we feeling? I'm gonna start with you, Sid. Score.
I think the Titans showed that they can do it without Derrick Henry after last week, so I'm going Titans. Saints got a mess at quarterback, and they need to figure it out before I'm on them again.
You have a score?
I will go 27-16.
Okay. And what do you think? Do you have a score?
I don't have a score. I'm definitely impressed with what the Titans were able to do without D. Henry. I'm actually feeling kind of nostalgic seeing AP back on the field. No, he didn't do a heck of a lot, but they were able to at least get him a touchdown. So Yeah, I think that I got the Titans. I don't have a score. I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Abs.
Yeah. To me, I honestly think the Titans showed what's up. They're top 5 in the league. I early in the show, you heard me say that I think the Rams are the clear-cut favorites of winning it all, pretty much. But I don't see why the Titans can't be right there with them. Like, honestly, they might be number 1 in the AFC right now to me. So I have Titans and the Saints. They're lacking. They're hurt. I don't see them. Honestly, they just beat Tom Brady and the Bucs, but I don't see them doing much. Like their defense is okay. Their defense is doing the right thing, but honestly, that offense is going to start to hurt them, and it's going to hurt them soon. And they can't be on the field for 45 minutes of 60 minutes. So, yeah, I got Titans. Titans by at least 10.
Okay. I'm going to say New Orleans Saints.
Guaranteed.
Now you're getting carried away. Like you just getting carried away with these upsets right now.
I'm gonna come to you, Ed. Bills versus Jets.
Bills. I think the Bills need a bounce back, and if there's not a more perfect team to have a bounce back game against, it is the Jets. I got the Bills by. I don't really have a score. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and throw a score on this, and I'm gonna say Bills. No less than 34 win pulling away. Yeah, because I mean, seriously, that's the team that if you can't beat them, then you have no business in the league that season. So definitely.
Sid.
I actually feel that way about the Jags, and they just lost to the Jags. So I'm gonna go Bills win, but Magic Mike White Lightning keeps it close there for the Jets. I'm going to go 28-24, Bills win.
Okay. Abs?
Yeah, I don't see the Jets win. I say Bills. I think Bills bounce back, win by 7.
Okay. I'm going to say Buffalo. So we're going to go Jacksonville versus Indianapolis. Abs?
Jacksonville, Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis makes the playoffs, guys. So, and honestly, I look for them to start putting it all together right now. Like, honestly, I think they're starting to get healthy now. What's his name? Hilton is. I think he's starting to get a little bit more healthy now. So, honestly, they're making the run for the playoffs. Indianapolis is going to win this game 14.
Sid?
Yeah, I got Colts by at least 10 for sure. They should win this one pretty easy.
Yeah.
Jags in a squeaker. I'm going against the grain. I think what Trevor Lawrence needed was to get a couple wins under his belt, gain some of his confidence back, get his QB legs back up under him. I mean, yeah, he's playing for one of the worst teams in the league, but you also realize this is a kid that didn't lose but like 2 games in from middle school until he graduated college. This kid knows how to win. And now that he's got a couple under his belt and got a little bit of swagger back, I do think I do still agree with Ab that the Colts are going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to have to hold off on that run for one more week.
Okay. I'm with Sid and Abs. I'm going to go with the Colts. Sid, we're going to go to you. The Brownies versus the New England Patriots.
Got the Browns winning this game. That locker room seems a little cohesive now that OBJ's gone. I think they're kind of coming to the realization we got to prove that we didn't need OBJ. So I think they win this game. They got more talent on the roster than New England. New England obviously has the better coach, but I think the Browns win by a field goal.
Just really quick point of order. Nick Chubb is out this weekend due to COVID. So
he is out because they were saying there's a probability he could play if he had 2 positive tests.
2 negative tests.
Too negative. Yeah. What the hell am I saying? Yeah, you got COVID, bro. Go ahead and play. It's all right. You just put one of them things on your mask. You'll be good. Yeah, if he got 2 negative tested, he would be able to play. So that's the last I saw, and I haven't heard any more about how his test came back.
No,
Yeah,
they said he's out. They already did said it.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna flip the script on you, Sid. I'm going the opposite direction. I am going to say the Pats in a squeaker. As much as it hates me as a Falcons fan to ever root for the Patriots ever again in life, I think they're surging at a good time. I mean, I don't think that they're going to make if they make the playoffs, they're not going to make a deep run. But they're surging at the right time, and I think that old Mac Jones, again, another quarterback that knows how to win. He played in the winning system under St. Nick. I think he's going to dig one out. I'm going to give it to the Pats by a field goal.
okay, Abs.
So I'm in the middle between of what Sid was saying and what Anthony's saying. Like, I do think Cleveland needs to prove something, but I think Cleveland already proved that they are better without Odell. Like, Odell's been hurt for a long time and they were winning already. So I think they already proved that, Sid. Anthony, I think I'm just leaning more towards New England in this battle. Mac Jones is the offensive rookie of the year. He'll get that title, and he's doing a good job, and I think that's what this team needs. Honestly, I wish the Washington football team traded up for Mac Jones, but we didn't. So, but the Patriot, I think he ended up in the right spot. Like, honestly, right coach, right quarterback, like they fit. It looks like they fit, and honestly, they're going to make. I think that's another team that is going to make the playoffs, and it starts right here. They win by a field goal because Cleveland's offense is potent, and they just but Patriots defense, don't sleep on them.
Okay.
You hit that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, Nate. You hit that right on the head, man. I mean, you're talking about Saban and Belichick, guys that have learned off of each other, have picked each other's brains. So there couldn't have been an absolute better place for Mac Jones to end up than with somebody that's like in Saban's, that they're hip to hip. So
For sure. I'm gonna say the New England Patriots. New England Patriots. Really quick. We're gonna go rapidly. Just pick a team and give a score. Sid, Carolina versus Arizona.
Arizona by 2 touchdowns.
And Seattle versus Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Abs, Kansas City, Oakland.
Oakland 3.
And Philadelphia, Denver.
Ooh, wow. There's no third option for that one.
A tie.
Oh yeah, that's right. I just pulled I forgot the game could. I forgot the game could end in a tie. Philly.
At Sid, Vikings, Chargers.
Chargers by 6.
Abs. Vikings, Chargers.
Oh, I thought you had another different one. Okay, Vikings, Chargers. Ah, man. Minnesota by 3.
Okay. All right, and then everyone, you can give me your take on this one. We got the San Francisco 49ers versus I'm not calling them Los Angeles, but they have no choice. The Los Angeles Rams. Who wants to go? We'll start with Sid.
Rams by 2 touchdowns. I think they blow them out this week. Statement game.
Abs.
Yeah, I see Rams. Rams by 10.
I was gonna say the same thing, but I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it around about 17. I'm gonna add the field goal on top of the 2 touchdowns. Um, I'm in Matt Stafford, Georgia boy. I got a chance to actually physically see him play in at games in stadium. The boy's a baller. The boy's a baller. The boy's a soldier, and he has finally been given the opportunity to do what it is that he needs to do to get where he wants to be. And I think he's going to show out. Now I'm getting a lot of flack in the comments about the 49ers from Lucinda. I know that's your squad. I know that's your squad, mama. I can only call it like I see it.
There's just something missing in San Francisco. There's just something missing there. And they're not working on all cylinders either. So it's just against like mediocre teams, maybe, but not against the top 5 that like top 5 teams. Nah, they are definitely not going to get that.
I agree. The Los Angeles Rams.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
Playing that clip from Baby Boy.
No, it's an actual, if you look on YouTube, it's an actual video of him crying.
I know what it is. I've seen the video of him crying, and she won't let me see my kids. Grow up, baby boy. Jody, it's time for you to move out of mama's house.
All right, so I know Sid and Anthony have to go enjoy dinners with the missus. Fellas, it was good. Thank you, first of all, both of you taking the time out to join me. Shout out to Sid. He's with David, along with Sean Spencer with Let's Talk Fantasy Football, and a.k.a. Mr. Fingaz, college football guru. Also, too, I know he's doing something with Nick Rosario, Popcorns and Parachute podcast.
Popcorn and Parachute Pants is an 80s movie podcast. It'll be getting off the ground as soon as we can lock in the schedule. And then also this weekend, SEC football on Mondays and Thursdays with the shout out king himself. The hardest working man. Look, James Brown was the hardest working man in show business. Sean Spencer is the hardest working man in the podcast business. Yes, darling, I heard the bags rustling. I'm going to be right there in just a second. I love you. Sean got a podcast on Sean's supposed to be on a date. He in the comment section now. He finna sleep on the couch again.
That's for real, bro. Like this dude be on dates sitting there like just looking at his phone, man.
What are you doing? Nothing. I was just checking my stocks to see how my Bitcoin is doing, boo boo. I love you. You're so beautiful. Wait a minute. I gotta give my man Sean some love.
Anthony, when you I'm a big movie buff myself, man. So if you ever get into like any other type of genres or anything like that, you just let me know, man.
Oh, bro, all day. And Nate, we gotta shout you out, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, I'm pointing the wrong way because the camera's backwards. That guy up there, Nathan Snell. I have never seen a guy. Why you called the shout out king? Because you always shouting people out.
Yes.
Like he'd be like, hey man, I was at 7-Eleven today and I had this weird experience with the guy behind the counter and I wanted an Arizona tea and he sold me a twisted tea and I went back and he gave me a refund. I normally ain't supposed to give the alcohol refund, but here you go, bro. My bad. So shout out to my guy at the 7-Eleven. Like that's what Sean does. Like he shouts everybody out. So that's like you the shout out king. That's the plain and simple. You gave yourself that name.
Shout out to Taco Bell for giving me extra guacamole. You know I like that shit. So thank you very much.
Hey, and we always say, Nathan, what do we always say? The race is not given to the going to battle to the strong. Shout out to the Bible for that quote. I love it. We appreciate it. Like that's my guy.
Oh my goodness.
But man, appreciate you. And look, the rest of us come on talk about an hour and a half. You're the only dude I know that can go back to the origin of the franchise and who owned the team. And I mean, I know I joke, but I'm being serious. You take podcasts with sports to a different level. Hell, you the only dude I know that talks WNBA. Like, come on, man. Like real talk. So mad love and much respect. And
I appreciate you.
You know, so yeah, no, I appreciate you having me on because
yes.
you know,
yes, definitely.
That's what we do.
But fellas, Sydney, Ant, enjoy dinners with the missus. I don't want to get y'all in trouble. Thank y'all for coming on. Let's do this again sometime. Good luck to the Steelers. Good luck to the Falcons. Much appreciated. And Sid, I'll see you on Tuesday with David and Sean.
Yeah,
And
thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Hey,
And
Sid, nice meeting you, man.
Hey, you too. I'll see you guys in the chat.
Shout out to the Nate the Snell podcast with Big Nate. He's on all the time. Check him out. He'll be here. And we'll see you later. I'm out. To get some milk and cookies before we go.
All right. So really quick, we're going to wrap a couple things up, and then we're going to end it on a good note. So a couple things around the NFL as John Gruden is suing the league over him having to resign. Quote, Soviet-style character assassination. What do you think?
I mean, anyone that doesn't think that what the NFL did was suspect, I don't know what, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you watching? What are you doing? What John Gruden did was wrong. What came out was wrong. And I honestly, this is definitely not a pass, but I think people need to start asking, like, why did it come out like this? Why did it come out at this time? Why did it come? Like, you know what I'm saying? And John Gruden has some points. Like, you got to really think about it. They did a thorough investigation of the Washington football team and all the conducts and everything like that. But the only thing that really came out was about John Gruden. Honestly, if I close my eyes and I swear to God, John Gruden was a black man. Like, just the way that they came after him, you know what I'm saying? Like, geez, like, this is targeting like a mug. Like, honestly, it's insane to me, man. It really is insane to me how it's going down. I don't feel bad for him because obviously, you know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't know how to act or talk to us or anything like that. Like, I think a lot of people... I'm not making excuses for him because the way John Gruden acts and what came out is old school football. Like it is, and I'm not saying it's right, but I know what old school football is. I know, like, these people come out of their ass with some of the shit that comes out of their mouth, and that's what John Gruden is, you know what I'm saying? And I just think I think we need to start asking why. We need to start asking why. And there's not enough whys going out. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I think the NFL is some corrupt shit. I think it's about to come out. And that's why they don't want any of these emails to come out, because it's going to make them look bad. It's going to make them real bad. And it's almost like putting out what John Gruden did. It's almost like a deflection thing. Like, here, you guys focus on this little thing over here, but we're hiding something even bigger over here. I don't even think we scratched the surface, Nate.
No, we didn't. But I think it's also, too, I think some of it is, how I look at it, John Gruden was a scapegoat. Yeah, I think this covers up a multitude of things. I'm disappointed how do all 30 NFL teams just let that happen? It's beyond me.
What you say?
I said, how did the owners just let that happen? Because I'm pretty sure all the owners know about those emails.
Well, what do you mean know about the emails? Like, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, the email was only to someone in the Washington organization or Bruce Allen. I guess did they even say it was to Bruce Allen, or it
was Bruce Allen and John Gruden emailing back and forth?
So they know of the email, but I don't think they know. I don't think it would like we don't know if it was to any owners or if it was like a group email or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like how do you know if the owners know about it or know how John Gruden is, or you get what I'm saying? Like,
no, I understand.
So how do we know that the owners know about this email other than what came out in the news?
I mean, somebody had to leak it out. Somebody. So, it seems like we have someone that's trying to join. Cool kid.
Is that how you do it? I think you let anybody join on your stuff?
Well, he wants to join, and just before I join, I need to ask Cool Kid if you're in the comments. I need to know are you a troll? Because if you are, you will be blocked.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, bro.
Yeah, I don't know who that is neither. But we're getting ready to end the show, so you can put your answers in the chat. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. Just put it in the comments. It's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe next episode. But I don't like it one bit. I don't. But him to say that, his hands are caught in the cookie jar. So, at Nate, no troll. Okay, let's bring him on let's bring whoever this is on real quick.
All right.
Here, the link is in the chat. Join. Toasted bricks. And we're waiting. Russell Wilson's also cleared to play after missing some time with a dislocation of his finger. I think that brings some relief for Seattle, but it's not enough. I don't think it's enough.
But that's assuming that Aaron Rodgers plays. He hasn't been cleared to play yet.
Oh, he hasn't?
Yeah, he hasn't been cleared to play yet. You think that still? I think if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, then Seattle's whipping up on Green Bay.
Sure.
You don't think so?
I think so. I think it's going to be tough to get that happening, but
what's going to be tough?
Like, I just don't really see this team. I don't see the Seahawks. They're not going to like. He's not going to stay in Seattle. Like, they can try to paint Russell Wilson.
We're talking about the game, bro. What? I don't.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. What?
You talking about Seattle versus Green Bay?
Yeah. Like what did you? What were you talking about?
I'm sorry, Russell Wilson coming back. I think Green Bay is going to win the game. I just don't know. Aaron Rodgers may play. Jordan Love is not ready to come out there. I want to say the Green Bay Packers. The Seattle Seahawks. Say what you want. It's just it's not going to work. They don't have the offensive line. Their defense, Pete Carroll's come out that cover 3. It's just not going to work. I just don't think. Sorry, I'm paying attention. I need to stop focus on the comments because I think my mods are saying there's a troll in the comments. So I do apologize if I'm distracted, ads. But I think Green Bay is going to win. I mean, Russell coming off, he's going to be rusty. So
I don't know. I think between Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, either one can bust out for 150 yards any time with Russell Wilson. And I know we were talking about how Lamar Jackson can't throw down the field, or they just don't have the chemistry between Lamar Jackson with his wide receivers.
right.
But Russell Wilson sure as shit has that chemistry with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. So that right there, like, to me, that right there is enough, especially with it, if there's no Aaron Rodgers. That right there is that, and you also got to ask, why is it taking so long to clear Aaron Rodgers? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he like this COVID test? Like, I mean, is this COVID thing really like hitting him hard or something like that? And then you have to think too, is like, that means he hasn't practiced in like 2 weeks. You know, they're talking about clearing him right before the game. So
exactly.
you know, so that's insane. Like, I don't care who you are, you need a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? He might be not full blown out of shape, but not in consistent football shape if he's just took this whole 2 weeks off and without even doing anything.
Okay, I got you. So looks like whoever this is saying Green Bay will win. They're better and they can easily win. So I just it's going to be tough. I just don't think with Seattle. I mean, Green Bay too. I don't see it. Both offenses were disappointing. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. Oops. As far as the Browns, like we said, Bradley Chubb and Nick Chubb, not Bradley Chubb. I'm sorry, Nick Chubb and Felton. Did you say his last name? The other running back.
Fulton, I think so. But I don't even think it's Fulton. It's Johnson or something like that.
Yeah, one of them is they got another player that's not going to be playing. So
another one. But they don't. But they don't need. I'm trying. The guy that took over for Kareem Hunt and Chubb, Nick Chubb, like that one game on Monday night or Thursday night on a primetime game, and he had it was his first start, and he had over almost 150 yards or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right. He's going to start. And honestly, I think they'll be okay with that.
Okay.
They'll be just fine with that run, with him taking over, and that's awesome, man.
Right. I agree. What do you feel about Odell going to Los Angeles?
I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? We said earlier in the show, I think Green Bay was a better place for him, but I understand Los Angeles. I don't like it for him. I don't like it for the team. I really just other than ring chasing, I don't see the point of doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree. I'm with you on that one. Totally agree. Because like you said earlier, it's going to fall flat on his face. And the Rams are this is a win now. They've gone out. They've got Von Miller. Now they got Odell. There's no excuses why they should lose. Why they should not lose. Why they should not win the Super Bowl. Excuse me. Mr. Dalvin Cook. How do you feel about that? I know that's a little. Let me put it in context, ladies and gentlemen. Dalvin Cook and X. There were some images that were leaked about Mods, deal with them, please. Thank you. Some images of Dalvin Cook's ex-girlfriend that were very not fun to look at. And there's a screenshot from Instagram. Basically, the messages are a little telling. According to Adam Schefter, who didn't do a good job reporting it, said that according to Mr. Dalvin Cook's lawyer, this is for extortion. $500,000 and she'll go away. This is just a civil case, so this is just me. We don't have really all the information. We're going off by a screenshot of Instagram that we all know in today's tech world can be easily altered. That's not to say Dalvin Cook was in the right. This is for anybody, regardless your partner. You should never put your hands on anybody. But it is kind of weird that this is coming out in the midst of him going into this game playing. But how do you feel about the whole situation?
So I can't. I would do injustice about talking about this topic because I heard of this situation. But you're talking about screenshots and what stuff that came out. I didn't see any of that, Nate. So I can't talk about it. Only thing I can really talk about is domestic violence in itself. Just like you said, is that it's not like no one should put hands on anybody, and that's not okay. It's definitely not okay. And it's just, but as a black man, we have a stigma on us, and if there's domestic violence towards us, no one's going to believe us.
Right.
And especially if we're the second to report it. Like if the female reported it and then be like, no, you hit me, no one's going to believe them for that. And that's right. And there's something wrong about that. There's something that something needs to change. I'm sorry. I'm a domestic violence survivor myself, bro. So
wow.
Yeah. So it's hard on me. I know the stigma that's out there. I know that I'm a big, strong man. I do mixed martial arts. I was a very, very good wrestler growing up. Like I can definitely defend myself. But because I would not put hands on this woman, then I'm not believed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell people like she abused me, and then they'll sit there and say, look how big you are. Like they'll turn their nose up and say, that's not true. You look how like you and so people don't understand the stigma that
comes along with it.
That comes along with stuff like this, and how scrutinized we look if we ever did come out and say something like that. So honestly, like until all the information is thrown out there, I have to reserve the right. I have to reserve what I say. I can't have an opinion about this. And honestly, it's just, and I'm not going to condemn a man just because he's the second one to come out and say, well, you abused me, and it's a he said, she said. I don't have an opinion. I'm sorry.
No, I respect that. And I want to say, first of all, much respect to you and how you handled the experience. We need if someone of your situation, your story needs to be out there more. People need to hear, another perspective. And, regardless of the situation, you hate to see this. And it's not a good look on anybody, both. And the fact that, again, this is happening in the midst of the season, and we know he knows what, and millions could be at stake. It's not good. So I do hope that that we'll continue to follow it. But Abs, while I have you on here, because you are a Wizard fan as well, we're tied with the Chicago Bulls for first place.
What?
Yes. We play the Orlando Magic, and we're 8-3 on the year. If you actually looked at the Eastern Conference, you'd be surprised. The Chicago Bulls and the Washington Wizards are tied for first. Lucinda says Abs can be on the podcast with you, Peanut, Mackie, Hendricks, and VT on mental health and domestic violence. That'd be an interesting podcast. I like that.
So I'm a veteran, so mental health is very serious to me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want a different perspective, like I'll definitely do that. Like part of so a little history.
Before we get into that, also too, really quick, I want to thank you for your service and what you did. Thank you for your service.
I appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what a VFW is?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. VFW is like is Veterans of Foreign Wars, and so it's like a clubhouse bar for veterans that been deployed. And I actually just applied to join one, and my objective of joining a VFW is, and predominantly it's a older white crowd, like clubhouse pretty much.
Right.
And to me, I want to reach out to all our brothers and sisters, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make it more diverse. I want to make it to where there's more Black people there. But not just that. I want to make it so that there's younger people there.
Sure.
Because there's a lot, like, the people that, like, a lot of people, the people that commit suicide, bro,
you around my age,
are more younger than older. And we need to be able to find, and they don't even know that they can join these VFWs. And I want them to be able to join, and I want to be able to reach out to them. So I applied to join one. Okay. And I'm really making it a mission to reach out to and make it more diverse. So we're reaching more than just the classification of older white people, you know what I'm saying? So because there's a lot of us that need help out there.
Definitely. So definitely, we're going to get this podcast on mental health and domestic violence together, and I'll definitely reach out to you, because I think that'll definitely be good. Because for me, mental health and that'll be good. That's my really area expertise, because I've experienced mental health. So have you, and domestic violence. And that'll be definitely great for an episode. So definitely I'll definitely reach out to you on that. But back to the Wizards, 8-3. We play those Orlando Magic tomorrow evening. Coming into this game, Kyle Kuzma hit the game-winning shot against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Saw that. I saw that.
And he had everyone. He said he was getting trolled by those in the crowd saying, "Oh, LeBron got you that ring," but Kyle Kuzma can hold his own. I'm a little concerned this year with in terms of the shooting, particularly from three. Bradley Beal, I know, is kind of been struggling with the 3-point shot, but you see a difference. Bradley Beal, we know he averaged 30 last year, but now he's averaging 24. So he's, now that he has more around him, I think that's better. Dinwiddie, Harrell, KCP, they're definitely playing great. The Orlando Magic, they haven't looked good in some games. They lost to the Jazz, Knicks. They have great talent. I'm a fan of Cole Anthony, son of Greg Anthony. I think the key for Washington to win this game, it starts with Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal has to be the guy that keeps it going. But also, too, we got to be consistent on three. We got to make, and we're playing good defense. If we can contain Cole Anthony, because Cole Anthony's averaging 19, 7, and 4 assists.
Wow.
He's shooting 44% from the field. And he's only a rookie. So, here we go. Here's the website. www.vfw.org.
Lucinda, thanks for the kind words you're putting out there. I appreciate it. Definitely thank you. So I'm in Maryland, and I apologize. I'm not trying to put a stink on the VFW like it's like some KKK thing. That's not what I'm trying to say. From what my experience on the East Coast, from the several that I've gone to, it's just I get a side eye because I'm not what they're used to looking at. Walk in there, and and you're right. It may be. It may be different other places. That I'm perfectly fine at. But from what I experience, I just want to make sure that we're all covered. I want to make sure that we're all covered down, and that's my focus. I don't have so much of a high position now, but I hopefully I can put my time in there and make sure that we're all getting the help that we need from there. And then I also want to do community events where they know that, because the one that I just joined is in Waldorf, Maryland, and it's kind of in a cut. It's you know what I'm saying? It's unless you're looking for it, you don't know it's there. And you know what I'm saying? We gotta get with the community and you know what I'm saying? I like more community things where we're all supporting each other. You know what I'm saying? And I just got ideas to make sure that we're all taken care of. That's all. Honestly, there's no reason why anybody should feel alone here. And that's what I want. I want to push that out there. You aren't alone. You aren't. And we all got to keep fighting. And that's all I'm really trying to do.
Amen. I like it. But really, I think the Washington Wizards are going to beat the Orlando Magic 105-89.
Guaranteed.
In the NBA, nothing's really going on. Other than Rudy Gobert and Miles Turner got into it the other night. So Nikola Jokic is suspended for 1 game, and the altercation with with Markieff Morris.
He's becoming a thug, man. What's going on there?
Look, there was nothing wrong with what he did. Markieff should not turn his back to him. I know what Markieff. Listen, the Morris twins are good basketball players, but Markieff didn't have to do that. He knew it. And also, too, people got to understand this. Nikola Jokic is from Serbia. Those boys. They're built different. They're built different. So, to him getting fined and Markieff Morris not getting fined.
Bullshit.
I think he should have got. I think he should have got more than what he got. Jimmy Butler got also fined $30,000 for also getting in that as well. What else? I'm going to play a clip. Former former Chicago Bull and Atlanta Hawk, Corey Benjamin. His daughter, her name is Corey Benjamin, Cori. Sucker punched. It was at an AAU game. An opponent.
I heard that. I didn't see the video, but I heard about it.
Let me know if you can hear it, Abs.
Okay.
Can you hear it?
No.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop sharing it. Share it again. Share audio. Okay, for some odd reason, it's not letting me do it. Okay, hold on. Let's do it this way. Hold on. Here is the video right here.
Oh shit!
Now, there's another video on Twitter of her, kind of the same situation, where she has somebody posted up, basketball post up, and literally did the exact same thing. A lot of people have been saying her mom was responsible for that. Has been telling her to be that aggressive. Well, first and foremost,
Wait. There's aggressive, and then there's assault. That was assault, bro. So
no, I agree, but that's what people were saying on Twitter, because somebody in the crowd said you better hit her, and a lot of people are suspecting that was her mother that said that.
Okay.
She got hit. The girl that got with that Mike Tyson-like punch was hit in the throat and face. The game was stopped, and then the referees just stopped the game. She's suffering from, according to the mother of the girl that was hurt, she felt the effects of it and still hasn't returned to school. Also, too, she went to the cops about it, and there seems to be no criminal investigation as of yet. But Corey Benjamin, the point guard, he's apologizing. Quote, "That's not how I raised my daughter."
Corey Benjamin. That's the NBA player?
Yes.
Okay.
Corey, Corey. So they spelled her name Cori. Weird, isn't it? So the mother of the girl that was hit said that her daughter sustained a concussion. That's what's updated. Quote, "To the young lady who was punched by my daughter during a youth basketball game, I sincerely apologize to you and praying for your complete healing, both physically and emotionally. To her family, I deeply apologize and regret that this happened to your daughter, as she did not deserve this to happen to her. Finally, I apologize to those who have been impacted and hurt by the actions of my daughter, as well as those of her mother. I am here for your family and wish you only the best." Wow. So
he just threw that mom under the bus, bro.
a lot of people on Twitter are saying that it was her mom that said you better hit her. And that's not good.
Was it that in the audio?
Yes.
That in the audio? Okay, I didn't hear that. My bad. Can you send it to me? Can you send it to me so I can look at it myself?
Sure,
later?
Sure. I got you. I will do that. Last on the list, really quick, I have to give congratulations to Cedric Mullins, Baltimore Oriole. He won the Silver Slugger well deserved. 30 for 30 season. He's one of our building pieces for sure. Words can't describe how I'm proud of him, the work he's put in on this team. He's definitely set the bar high for the Orioles going for 2022. Him, Ryan Mountcastle, Mancini. When we get the other guys up, Adley Rutchinson and those boys. 22. I hope 22 is better than this year. I really, really do. We need some veteran placeholders. I mean, guys that can actually that know their role and get the job done. The Washington Nationals, congratulations to Mr. Juan Soto, who also won his second consecutive Silver Slugger of the year. Apparently, Mr. Scott Boras, who is his agent, is saying that he wants Juan Soto to compete annually on a championship team.
Relationship with your
Oh
children.
my God.
I get it, but they just won the championship 2 years ago. Juan Soto is a building piece, and this team that they had this year, Scott Boras is. I'm gonna leave it alone. He's all about money, and he wants to see his teams on. He wants to see his guys on winning teams. But congratulations to both, well deserved. The MVP hasn't been announced yet for MLB. My money is still, as most likely on show, is going to be. I'm going to pull for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but I think Shohei Ohtani is going to get MVP. For the NL MVP, let me look at the candidates again. Hold on, really quick. NL MVP. I think it came down to Bryce Harper won, Soto. Hold on. I'm looking at it right now. Manager of the year. Rookie. Now I've lost it. I can't remember who the NL MVP off the top of my head. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Cy Young, rookie. My man. Oh, I'm sorry. Here it is. Juan Soto, Bryce Harper, Fernando Tatis Jr. For some odd reason, something tells me Bryce Harper is going to win. Fernando Tatis kind of had had a few disappointing games, but he's nothing to sneeze at. El Nino is one of the best young hitters in the game, but we'll see what that looks like. MVP race, Cy Young race hasn't been announced. Rookie of the year, not yet, and manager of the year. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude episode 12. No, not 12, 13. I've lost count. I apologize. Of the podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that like button. Thank you for those that shared the podcast. Much appreciated to you. Episode 14 will probably be up sometime Monday. I'm still waiting for Day-to-Day, a.k.a. Peanut, to respond to my email, which I'll need to check after. So I know he wants to be interviewed, so be on the lookout for that. But thank you to Sid, Sean, and Mr. Abs from Let's Talk Football as well. Much appreciated to you, sir. Again, thank you for your service. I hope that you and the family are doing well. And let's get ready for some football.
Yeah, man. Blessings to you. Thanks for having me. I love being on your show. Love talking to you guys. Like it's good stuff, man. You're doing a great job. Keep this shit up, okay?
I appreciate you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, Nathan, at work, but I'm listening. I appreciate you. Good show, Nathan and Abs. Thank you, Lady Shay.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're out. Peace. Stay up. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Do something fun. Thanksgiving is almost here.
First of all, listen, it's interesting about all these young guys today. They never call on us and say, hey, thanks for the kind word and tell me how great a player I am. But when they play like crap and we call them out, we don't know what we're talking about. Listen, I'm easy to find. But listen, I'm going to criticize guys that they deserve it. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.